Hello friends, welcome to Easy Learning. In this tutorial, I'll be talking about how to start working with JWT tokens, that is JSON Web Token. So you would have heard about JSON, JavaScript Object Notation. So using that, JWT token will be created as part of the communication between APIs or communication between REST services. So let's get started. So guys, Uh, as we remember in our session way of handling in a tradition way, the client or browser used to send username and password or email and password as a post to the server. Server gets stored. Server used to store this session in a server memory, and then it will hand over the session ID as a cookie to the browser or the client. Now next time when client has to make a request for a new request, it has to send this session ID cookie along with the request, and then server will get the user form session based on ID and verifies them, and then it will return the response to the client. So this is how we used to work with session ID. So now in today's world, we'll be having a JSON Web Token, right? So this is a advanced way of handling the tokenizing between two parties. So let's see how JWT looks like, how JWT fits into communication between two parties. So guys, you can see that in my screen, left side I have mentioned the session based authorization, and right side you can see that JWT based authentication, right? So you see here, so basically how we used to send the server or the second party from the client or browser as a post method, where, it is similar as a session based. So you are sending the email ID and password as your JSON body in the post method to the server. So you are basically requesting the server to generate a token for me so that I can use it in the next time. So what server does is server creates a JWT for this user with the secret key, which will come in this video, what is secret and all. So based on this, it will create a JWT out of it and sends the JWT back to the browser. So guys, you can notice that your server is not going to store JWT in its memory, whereas in the session based it used to store in its memory. So now once the JWT will be handed over to the client, it's up to client that whether he wants to store that or not. But as far as his new request concerned, he has to send this request with JWT. He has to pass his JWT token in the header. Now the server will verify that JWT signature, and it uses get the user form from the JWT and send the response back then only to the client. So here validation comes into picture. Server will validate based on some algorithms, signature algorithms, right? So there are few algorithms which JWT server uses to generate the JWT using those algorithms. So there are something called claims API. So with the claims interface, it will have expiration time we can set, or we can set the subject, that is nothing but the user for whom we are creating JWT, and all those stuffs we will be talking when we will do the hands-on for the working with JWT in my next session. So using the verification methods, it will check two steps. First step, whether my header is available as authorization or not. Once the header is available as authorization, it will go and check the JWT is available or not in that header. So okay, fine, if you have the JWT also, then my the verification has been done, and then only I will return the response to the browser. So this is how JWT will work in terms of handling the tokens, right, in handling the requests. So now more specifically we will see how API calls will be handled using the JWT token. So guys, you can see that the client will make a post request in order to uh, create, in order to request for creation of JWT. So he has to send, client has to send username and password in its body for this post method of, let's say, slash authenticate, and then server will validate this username and password and generates the JWT token out of it using the secret key. So the which we talked about secret key, which is nothing but a key which is a secret key, basically act as a, the communicator or the handshaker between this in order to generate JWT. So this is an important factor here. So now based on that, it will create a JWT and hands over to the client. Now whenever client will make a new request, it has to pass this JWT in its header. So now this server will come and validate this JWT token based on, I said that, based on some algorithms and the digital signature verification. All this thing will happen here based on the headers, based on the authorization in the header, and the JWT, same JWT has been passed or not. If anything is tempered or any kind of malformed JWT, everything it will verify. And once this JWT has been verified successfully, then only it will send the response back to the client. So this is how the JWT is used in the REST API calls today's world. So guys, now I will show you how JWT looks like, right? So this JWT, JSON Web Token, how does it looks like? So you can see that in my left side of the screen, the encoded part, and the right side is decoded part. So if you see this JWT token, looks like this format. It is, there are three components in it. First part is a header, you can see here. So the header will talk about what kind of algorithm you are using. So we are using 256 algorithm, which I talked about. There are various algorithms which you can explore on. So for this token, it has been used by HS256, and the type of this is nothing but a JWT token type. The second part is separated by a period or a dot symbol, and the second part is nothing but your actual data which you want to send as part of the message, that is payload. Here the subject is nothing but kind of a user ID, which will be a unique ID for it, for this message. And the second is your name, which is for the username and the IoT response. So in this place we could pass the user ID and password also, or we can pass the ID, role, and the name. And the third one is separated by again a period symbol, and this is the most important part, which is the verifying signature part. So the header is base 64 encoded, the payload is base 64 encoded, and combination of these two has been made for the signature. So you can see that the header is encoded and then separated by a period for the payload, that is also encoded, and your secret 256 bit. And along with this, using this 256 algorithm, HA256 algorithm, it will make the signature verified. So all together it will be combined as a JSON Web Token. So now guys, if you tampered with any kind of things in the JWT, let's say header, as soon as you tampered, you will see that signature will be invalidated. So as I mentioned, that the next time when the user sends this JWT in the header, the server will verify that whether the same JWT which I have provided has been used here or not. If not, then it will give an invalid signature, and you can't make a request to the server to get the response. So now let's say I have tampered with the payload. So let's say I have changed something, slash name I have changed. This time I have changed the name as Ved, right? So you can see that this Ved has been generated by a different one, right? So in that case, the first request which you are making will be for this one, verified signature. Whereas if you change anything, right, let's say in your last JWT token you have changed something, right? And if you change something, your payload has gone here. Now you can see that signature has been invalidated. So make sure that you are sending the correct JWT token. One more example for this is if I temper my signature here in this case, right? So you can see that signature has been invalidated. So any kind of changes out of this JWT token will not be accepted and will not be verified to send your response back to the client. So this is how validation comes into picture. There are three validations here basically. One is with the header, authorization in the header, and the JWT in the header with the proper header, payload, and the signature verified, right? So now let's say where we can use this JWT basically. So let's say I have a scenario here. So you want to store your data into client side here in this case, right? Your server is not going to store JWT. So this suits for many of the examples, like suppose banking sector. You have gone to bank, right? And you have all the data details for this user in that bank, and the same details needs for the another department of bank that is stored in a different server. But the same detail you don't want to, same details you don't want to duplicate and again send to the another server. So in that case, if your data is stored in the client side only, you can just hand over this JWT and you can access all the things. Let's say banking information is there and the retirement of the retirement information is there in the different servers. So banking and retirement are totally working together but deployed in a different server. So in this case, you don't want to share the data again store the data again in both the servers, right? That's where client side storing of the data comes into picture, and that's where it's very handy to be stored the data in the client side. So guys, this is how the JWT token looks like and how you can work with JWT token. So I'll show you in the next video, like if you hit with the authorization and the bearer space JWT token, then only in that case you will get the proper output of your REST. That means without, you can see here, without token if I am sending, I should be not getting the output properly, right? So in this case you will be needing JWT token. In my very next video, I'll be talking about how to work with JWT using Spring Boot application. So stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, please go ahead and hit like button, and if you haven't subscribed my channel Easy Learning, please go ahead and subscribe that. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.